need to look all those technologies. We need to look all those principles and practices which have been followed by our sages and saints. Vriksha Ayurveda, as the word says, application of Ayurveda in agriculture. एप्लीकेशन ऑफ आयुर्वेदा इन एग्रीकल्चर. तो उस आयुर्वेदा में फिर हम जब खास तौर से जब प्लांट प्रोटेक्शन की बात करते हैं, देन वी नीड टू लुक द बेसिक वात, पित्त एंड कफ. टुडे वी आर वर्किंग ऑन one health concept. If the soil is healthy, then only the plants will healthy, then only the animals will healthy, and then only the human beings are healthy. Let me express importance of our ancient wisdom as in the words of Dr. Nene, because he said, I quote, Indian agriculture and plant pathology in particular has been at great loss because of our ignorance of knowledge documented in Vriksha Ayurveda, written by different scholars over a period of 2 millennia. In fact, this is a fact. We can see most of the time, the top agenda of the discussion is climate change. And why it is happening, climate change? Because the technology we have imported is now as fatigue. And the technologies which we were doing since last so many years, thousands of years. So we need to look back. हमको देखना ही पड़ेगा. There is no way out now. We need to look back our IT case. Definitely. We need to customize. We need to validate. We need to reduce the drudgery of the techniques. But then वो हमारी अपनी है, वही हमको करनी पड़ेंगी. हमारा जो भी हमारा प्राचीन ज्ञान है, जो IT केस हमारे पास हमने देखे अभी तक, we have a very good proofs कि हमें वो क्यों करने चाहिए. Since morning we are hearing about GDP. It was 35%. And at the time of independence, it was around 1.7%. तो वो क्यों हुई ऐसे? And if we see our export industry, we can see that we exported cotton, we exported jute, we exported silk, we exported food crops, we exported medicinal aromatic plants. So many things we exported, and we had very good industry of export. And all that industry is, I think, more than 10 to 12 industries, export industry, if I say, they all were based on agricultural crop. And we were known as golden bird, we all know. तो कैसे थे हम सोने की चिड़िया? हम एक्सपोर्ट करते थे, और हम कभी भी, let me make very clear, हम कभी भी कृषि प्रधान देश नहीं थे. हम लोग अक्सर कहते हैं हम कृषि प्रधान देश थे. हम कभी भी कृषि प्रधान देश नहीं थे. हम कृषि और उद्योग प्रधान देश थे. कृषि प्रधान हमको ब्रिटिशर्स ने बनाया, हमारे उद्योगों को खत्म करके. और वो छोटे छोटे कुटीर उद्योग जिसमें हर हाथ को काम था, वो कहीं आज भी हम स्टार्टअप के रूप में उनको फिर से देख रहे हैं कि हमारे बच्चे स्टार्टअप्स करें. तो हम कभी भी हम कृषि प्रधान देश नहीं थे, और हम इसलिए एक्सपोर्ट कर पाते थे क्योंकि हमारा एग्रीकल्चर बहुत एडवांस था. और केवल एग्रीकल्चर एडवांस नहीं था, हमारे उद्योग एडवांस थे एज पर द टाइम, रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ टाइम. और हमारी डेयरी बहुत एडवांस थी, हमारी एनिमल हस्बेंड्री बहुत एडवांस थी. अभी एक मेरे प्रेडिसेसर्स, आपने कहा शायद कि हम डेयरी की, हम केवल सोचते हैं क्रॉप्स एग्रीकल्चर है, लेकिन हमारा जो animal husbandry part is the source for good agriculture, because that brings life that brings input to the agriculture and life to the soil. And today we are working on one health concept. If the soil is healthy, then only the plants will healthy, then only the animals will healthy, and then only the human beings are healthy. और यहाँ पर plant protection का बहुत important role है. But we need to look all those technologies. We need to look all those principles and practices which have been followed by our sages and saints. Lekin it is really very unfortunate in our university, like First University of Asia, GB Pant Agriculture, GB Pant University Agriculture and Technology, 174 fraternities in our college. If I ask open question, tell me the 5 names of our agriculture and animal husbandry visionaries, I doubt कि कोई भी बता पाएंगे, 1-2% को छोड़ के. वो भी जब हमारा वहाँ एशियन एग्री हिस्ट्री फाउंडेशन हमेशा लगातार कुछ ना कुछ बातें करते ही रहता है उसके बावजूद. तो we must look back, we must learn from our saints and sages and documents. So these are our some of the visionaries. So Vraksha Ayurveda, as the word says, application of Ayurveda in agriculture. Application of Ayurveda in agriculture. तो उस आयुर्वेदा में फिर हम जब खास तौर से जब प्लांट प्रोटेक्शन की बात करते हैं, then we need to look the basic वात, पित्त एंड कफ. मुझे नहीं लगता कि कोई भी प्लांट पैथोलॉजिस्ट को आज तक फुर्सत मिली है कि हमारे यहाँ पर क्या कंसेप्ट है वात, पित्त, कफ का एप्लीकेशन जब हम प्लांट्स में करते हैं. त्रिदोष इम्बैलेंस जब हम देखते हैं, जबकि डॉक्टर वाईएल नैने ने बहुत अच्छी कमेंट्री कर रखी है वात, पित्त और कफ, और उनका क्या डायग्नोस्टिक होगा, क्या उनके रीजंस हैं, क्या उनका कारण है, क्या निवारण है. तो ये बहुत जरूरत है कि हमारे प्लांट पैथोलॉजिस्ट इस पर गौर करें. एंड आई रियली बोर टू डॉक्टर नैने बिफोर ईच ऑफ माई प्रेजेंटेशन because he deserves it. He remained unsung hero of our country. Agri History Foundation, उन्होंने इस पूरे वृक्ष आयुर्वेद को जो भी नॉलेज हमारे बीच आज हम देख रहे हैं वो उसको सामने लाए थे. उसके पहले बस एक वृक्ष आयुर्वेद एक बज वर्ड जरूर था, परंतु उसके बारे में इतना किसी को, स्कॉलर्स को खास तौर से आज भी कम ही पता है और उस समय तो बिल्कुल नहीं पता था. So these are the documents Asian Agri History Foundation ने इनको यहाँ वहाँ से इकट्ठा करके और उसको पब्लिक डोमेन में लाया. ये डॉक्यूमेंट्स जो थे ये सब कोई संस्कृत में, कोई अरबी में, कोई फारसी में, कोई तमिल में, कोई, तो उनको इकट्ठा करके डॉक्टर नैने और अपने फाउंडेशन के साथ में अनवील किया पूरी नॉलेज को. एंड these all are the documents published by Asian Agri History Foundation, and they have all the commentaries by the subject matter specialist also. Now, coming to this plant protection part, the Surpala was the first person, or was Vaid, he was a Vaid. See the multidisciplinary approach. He was Vaid, and he did a lot for plants because of the same concepts and same principles of Vata, Pitta, Kapha, Tridosha. तो उन्होंने सबसे पहले क्लासिफाई किया इंटरनल और एक्सटर्नल डिजीजेस को, सुरपाला. एंड ही क्लासिफाइड कि हमारी कौन सी इंटरनल डिजीज है, कौन सी एक्सटर्नल डिजीज है, हमारे वात का मतलब क्या है, पित्त का मतलब क्या है, कफ का मतलब क्या है. वात कंट्रोल्स ऑल द मूवमेंट इन द बॉडी, प्लांट बॉडी एज वेल एज ह्यूमन बॉडी. पित्त takes care of all chemical reactions and biosynthesis of various compounds within the body, plant body as well as animal body. And Kapha deals with the balanced growth, development and functioning of the body. So these concepts were extrapolated to plants as well as in Vraksha Ayurveda. And these are the external abiotic factors which create diseases. Then हमारा जो ये पूरा वृक्षायुर्वेद का साइंस था, इसमें बहुत सारे डिसिप्लिन थे. प्लांट प्रोटेक्शन इज वन, वी कॉल इट द्रुम रक्षा. इन एडिशन टू प्लांट प्रोटेक्शन, every discipline we were having, every discipline. So you can see these are the technologies we all have. Now, these are the plant-based products which we used to do for plant protection. We used to make the plant protection. These are the plant species, various plant species and their properties. So we have, in fact, if we see, we have 1,000 number of recipes to be validated, and they need to be validated and to bring into the practice. हम लोग अभी वेस्टर्नर्स का ही नॉलेज पिछले 100-150 सालों से वेस्टर्न का ही जर्नल पढ़ रहे हैं, एंड टू हैव सम गुड आइडिया, सम न्यू आइडिया, आवर बेस इज द imported knowledge only. We are not looking to our wisdom, our sages' wisdom, saints, which is well tested at that time, but we need to validate in the present circumstances. So these all are the plant-based product, and these are also plant-based product. These are again plant-based products. This is one of the preparation, in fact, Panchmula. So this is prepared with the help of roots of 5 plants, and it gives good umbrella to most of the diseases. These are those 5 plants. So we need to validate it. मुझे नहीं लगता कि आज तक किसी भी पैथोलॉजिस्ट ने इस पंच मूल को टेस्ट किया होगा. And Vaidya Surpala wrote in his Vriksha Ayurveda that whatever I am writing, it has been tested. It has been tested. तो या तो हम कहते हैं कि वो झूठ बोलते थे, उसको हम पढ़े ही ना, देखे ही ना, और या फिर उसको हम टेस्ट करें, and we can replace several insecticide pesticides, which is the need of our. So these are the plants, and very commonly available plants. And these are the products, animal origin products, which these sages and saints were used in Vriksha Ayurveda for making the plant protection. So these are all the products easily available. We can use these products. This Kunap gel, originally made up of this जानवरों के अवशेषों से बनता था, एनिमल वेस्ट से. फिर उसको धीरे धीरे डॉक्टर नैने और उनकी टीम ने इसको मॉडिफाई किया. नाउ वी आर हैविंग हर्बल कुनप जेल, and this kunap gel has been described by various sages in across the time and across the places in various documents. So it was working very well. And the herbal kunap gel, this now we are validating in our universities, and we are getting very good results. We have validated in fruits plant, in spices, in pulses, in cereals, I mean paddy crop especially. So the results are very good. So there is need to validate this further validation work in herbal kunap gel. This is the preparation. This I will not discuss here because I think this has already been covered by Dr. Beniwal. This is the modified version of kunap gel, this herbal kunap gel. This was some of the specialities of herbal kunap gel. And this is the procedure how we make it. And these are some of the plant material we use in herbal kunap gel. These are some of the plant material. Then this is the method. We need to apply time and again. Every 15 days. Every 15 days, the herbal kunap gel is need to be applied. And we treat the seed, rhizome, and soil, nursery. Everything is to be treated with herbal kunap gel. Then these were some of the, in fact, this was very interesting one. Some of the formula published in the journal, Asian Agri History Journal, and the article was published by Dr. Y.L. Nene. There was a description of some of the very important recipes to control various kinds of diseases. Kunap gel plus some other practices. In all these recipes, there are some products which need high attention. First is milk. In all of Vriksha Ayurveda, all the documents, wherever the Vriksha Ayurveda has been discussed or chapters, so they have used milk. always. So milk and milk products and buttermilk also, because it has so many qualities. You can see this about 40% of the total amino acids in milk are glutamate, leucine, and proline. So these compounds, they enhance the resistance power. Resistance power. So because of these specialties you are seeing, the milk is very, very, very important. Milk and milk product for in area of the plant protection. The use of milk and milk products. So these all are the qualities of milk and milk products, and it's an excellent opportunity us to rediscover the beneficial effect of milk. So we need to validate it. We need to validate it. Then this application of cow dung. Most of the scientists, we always think of cow dung only manure, in terms of manure, but it has various dimensions. Seed treatment में हम cow dung का use करते हैं. वेजिटेटिव हो या सीड हो, प्लांटिंग मटेरियल ट्रीटमेंट काउ डंग का यूज करते हैं, एंड मैन्योर में तो यूज करते ही करते हैं. सीड प्राइमिंग काउ डंग से, दिस ड्राइड काउ डंग से सीड प्राइमिंग करते हैं. देयर आर सो मेनी dimensions of using cow dung in Vriksha Ayurveda. So we need to study all those. We need to validate all those methods. You can see why and how the cow dung is important. It is not only the question of manure. So these are, yeah. So we have started in our university, we have started validating some of the protocols of Vriksha Ayurveda. And this is a small team working for validation work. And you can see this herbal kunabjala, and we tried to see in case of lychee, the survival of the planting material was very less in spite of using number of chemicals. So we treated the planting material with herbal kunabjal, and there was wonderful result. 98 to 100% survival of planting material was reported. So this is validated by one of our student in case of lychee, and then she estimated all the parameters like phenols, flavonoids, and all these parameters, which proved that yes, herbal kunabjal has that potential to give the survival of the planting material. This is the picture just to show that the healthy plant material, when we treat the lychee, this planting material with herbal kunabjal. And control, you can see, and other chemicals, seaweed extract, etc. So there were a number of treatments, and we compared. So best was the treatment of herbal kunabjal. And same in case of potato, Rhizoctonia solani. So in that case also, the herbal kunabjal treatment was found excellent in comparison to control. These are some of the results. You can see the mycelial growth and inhibition of mycelial growth. So herbal kunabjal was found the best one, or dose wise we saw, and the performance of herbal kunabjal. And there were some of the demonstration also conducted, particularly in case of rice. We are conducting demonstration like from since 3 years, and the results are wonderful. And this year, 2 of my students, they are working on evaluation of different germplasm against the herbal kunabjal. So we can see that what kind of genetic material is giving the best result. So desi material, we have collected seeds from various places, and then we will compare the improved variety. So we can make a comparison where the herbal kunabjal is doing good. So this is the field of rice where only and only herbal kunabjal has been given as a source of manure, as a source of plant protection. So this is only on herbal kunabjal. This is a crop of tulsi, a second crop. We have tried a number of crops, the performance because of herbal kunabjal. This is again another year, 2020, the results from herbal kunabjal. Different years, we always found the results excellent when we saw the application of herbal kunabjal on the crop. Yeah, this is as we know that diversity plays important role when we talk of Vriksha Ayurved based farming or natural farming or organic farming. So we have developed a this Vriksha Ayurved farm, and there we have number of crops, and every season we change this crop and cropping pattern to see the effect of herbal kunab gel and other natural farming or Vriksha Ayurved farming protocol, and the results are wonderful. So this is the diversity of crops. So this is the team of our authorities, director research, and other scientists to see that the results of protocols of Vriksha Ayurved based natural farming or organic farming, whatever you want, you can say. So this is the performance of crop. Yeah, these are the some of the pictures of that farm. And this time also we are doing various type of germplasm genetic material in case of paddy and other crops also. I'm doing mentha right now. It is performing enormous, very good crop of mentha, very good crop. So there is need to be conducted study on protocols. We need to establish the protocols of Vriksha Ayurveda based natural farming. So this is all about the work we are carrying out in our university. And to conclude, I wish that a center of Vriksha Ayurveda based natural farming should be in, if not all, then some of the university satellite center for R&D. Because in our university, we have privileged with Asian Agri History Foundation. So we need to have a R&D center because there are so much to do, and without R&D, nothing is possible. Nothing is possible. By taking 3 or 4 products, anytime the epidemic can be held and everything will be shattered. So we need to have number of technology to be validated and number of things to be done. Thank you.